Brain surgery is still one of the toughest, most delicate things we do. All that training, and yet it still feels like we're working blind sometimes.
Right. And most CGI tools used in the field don't really cut it. They're usually limited to stiff, opaque models, nothing that captures the soft, translucent complexity of the brain.
Exactly. I recently came across this 2018 paper, Enhancement Techniques for Human Anatomy Visualization, by Seo and Igarashi. They said traditional visuals just don't cut it anymore.
CO's work is brilliant. They actually started using Unreal Engine to tackle that problem. Took things up a notch in their 2019 paper, Real-Time Virtual Brain Aneurysm Clipping Surgery. Real-time brain simulation is their game now.
Seriously? So it's not just pre-made visuals, but interactive manipulation of the patient's brain during simulation?
Yep, they're with the UI research group at the University of Tokyo. Their prototype visualizes how the brain actually deforms during surgery. It's not just about looking, it's about doing.
That's exactly what we need for aneurysm surgery, especially with how tricky those bulges are. 3% of adults walk around with them, and if they rupture, devastating. 40% mortality, 66% with permanent damage.
Yep, and that's why clipping is so vital. The getting in there, you have to go through the skull and usually the sylvian fissure, which sits between the frontal and temporal lobes.
They'll remind me, all those tiny vessels crisscrossing in there, if you don't know which direction to pull them, you risk hemorrhage. But during surgery, you only see segments, never the whole vascular map.
That's where this system comes in. CO's team created a simulation where you can load patient-specific MRI and 3D RA data, viewed it from all angles, peel apart the sulci, make lumps transparent. It's full immersion.
Hold up. You can actually pull on the vessels and see the deformation in real time?
Absolutely. The simulation lets users interact with the brain model using just a mouse or multi-touch. No coding needed. The visuals update instantly when you interact.
This sounds like it would be incredibly empowering, not just for residents, but even seasoned surgeons. You could plan your approach before going in.
That was the whole idea. And they even added virtual trabeculae, those tiny strings connecting brain and vessels, to make the visuals even more lifelike.
Now, I'm really curious, why Unreal Engine, though?
Good question. Their team picked Unreal for its C++ math libraries. F-Vector, F-Math, UKSmith library get them total control over geometry and physics.
And it doesn't lag? Nope.
Runs at 40 to 50 FPS. That's lightning fast for medical apps. The responsiveness alone surprised a lot of people.
Well, don't wonder. We're used to clunky, rigid interfaces. This would shift the game.
It already is. Just like how VR is transforming orthopedics surgery, this real-time anatomy thumb is letting surgeons practice not just skills, but the decision-making too.
Sounds like I need to get my hands on this. Honestly, it could be exactly what I need to prototype my surgical game lab.
Let's do it. Whether you're training med students or prepping for complex cases, this kind of technique, surgical education, visual, interactive, and finally intuitive.